Hello, all you luminaires out there, those people who shine light. If you are new in finding this channel, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Jamie Butler, the everyday medium, which just simply means that I like to take very large woo-woo, air quotes there, concepts of intuition, psychic, and mediumship, and bring them into a digestible everyday usage. So that's that simple little thing right there. I've gotten a lot of messages from you about where I am and what is going on and how to catch some of the live events. So I thought I would just talk about it a little bit. And then as you were coming in and putting your fingers to the keyboard, if you have questions about what's going on, I'd love to hear about them and support you in your journey as well. So we do have monthly live, like in person, channeling events here in Atlanta. We have one in May and June coming up. So if you find yourself here in Georgia or in the South and you want to come by and see us for a channeling, please do so. You can find all of the events that I'm talking about on my website. And if you sign up to the newsletter, we send them out once a month. We don't really like to spam or junk up your email or anything. We do it for good, clear communication and to assist you in finding those classes that you're looking for, workshops and events. So you can head to my website, jamiebutlermedium.com, sign up for the newsletter if you'd like, or just browse the front page. It's pretty user-friendly to let you know where we are and where these events are. I also have a live channeling coming up in June in New Jersey, in Denville. That's going to be on a Thursday night. I know it's a little odd, but it's on a Thursday night because the day before, June 5th, Wednesday, I have an event that I'm going to be a guest at. It's a panel at the Gala the Wellness Gala. There's my dyslexia switching it. The Wellness Gala in Fairfield, New Jersey. And there's going to be a group of us talking about the power of thought and word. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's about 200 of us. And if you want to know a little bit more about who is hosting this and putting it on, you can check out my little episode over on Balance Your Life TV. I'll put that link below if you're curious and you are in the Northeast and you want to possibly attend the gala and ask some live questions to the panel, as well as attend the channeling. So it is, well, hi from Australia. Hi, HS. It's nice to have you here. Hi, Janine Jones. Hi, Dan. Greetings from Arizona. I hope it is warm today. Hi, Sabrina. It's so nice seeing you here. It's on a rare occasion that when I'll do an event, I kind of keep it very tight and small, but I find that it gives me a lot of reward. And I talked about this at a few classes where when, anybody is laying out their goals for their work or what you want to attract, I think we're all focused on the success of it, the feeling of it, and how to develop that. So I tend to focus on saying I want small, tight knit groups, like classes. And, to me, that's like 20 people, just something like that. So I can see everybody face to face and I can talk to you and we can have one-on-one conversations. And it's not teaching to a large class, though I aim to teach to large classes. So this class I'm going to teach in Denville, New Jersey on June 6th. It's a Thursday. And it's kind of afternoon to the evening. I have limited it to 15 people so that I can spend the half day with you and we can talk all about how you're interacting with healing, how you are participating with subtle light energy. And I do these exercises that I find really entertaining. And I did this at the Attune event here in, why am I forgetting the name of it? Serenbe. It's a community and it was a large event. And I pull people up and I work with you with dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are very like a visible tool, so we talk about being psychic and intuitive, but it's kind of hard to sit down and go, did you see that? because everybody's operating so differently and it just kind of feels a little lonely. So I like to get up with dowsing rods and then I host an experience for the person. So I'll say, you know, I want you to think of the largest animal on earth or an animal that is quite large and I want you to embody it. Imagine. So it's not like you're going through acting class or anything. It's just this simple act of imagination. And then using the dowsing rods to measure the energetic push that happens just because you're imagining becoming a large animal or being a large animal and how the subtle light energy reacts to it. And so everybody in the classroom can then witness and observe. And then I like to teach you how to do that so you can take that home and play around with your kids, especially if you have teenager kids and you have a set of dowsing rods, which are commonly made of, I like copper personally because they're not magnetic and you can wrap your head around like these aren't working because they are pulled to some kind of magnetic force, you know? So they're also commonly used out of wood, like a hazel twig shaped like a Y. And you kind of take the upside down Y, the legs, and kind of twist them around to create some tension. And then the pointer of the Y will gauge up and down to give responses and answers. But with individual dowsing rods, normally shaped like the letter L, and you hold the short sticks, and they're anywhere from 8 inches to 12 inches long and different gauge sizes. So I'll be making all of the dowsing rods that you get. It's a thing that I like to do. And then you'll be bending them to fit your hands. And then you'll take those home. But then you'll have the ability to um, hold them, work with them, learn how to measure energetic fields visually so that you can see it. Because not all of us are equipped with the whole hands on, like, oh, I can feel this with my hands. Tools are really useful, pendulums, dowsing rods. And we can go further into tools like tarot cards, divination cards, runes. I mean, they're just on and on. Shells, tea leaves. We can keep going. But besides that, you get to participate in the classroom and you're up on your feet. So you'll be paired up with someone else and you'll be measuring energy. And then we'll walk you through emotions. How does your emotion affect what your energy is really doing? And you get to recognize that, your energy feeds off of each other. Like attracts like. So thank you for that one. Like attracts like. And when you have happiness, your energy pushes out into a certain frequency. And then that frequency attracts like or same frequency. And you just feel good. And the day goes well. And everything is smooth and easy. And like, it's like, why can't every day be like this? And then you have another emotion that rolls in, maybe because of circumstance or environment or a memory. And then you hold on to that emotion. And now all of a sudden your frequency changes and what's in your environment, like attracts like or something similar. And then you hold on to that. And so you surf frequencies throughout the day. So by using your dowsing rods, you can kind of understand where you are energetically and how it affects your auric field, your energetic field, and how it can affect your health. So then we'll do some healing techniques so that you can use your dowsing rods and kind of measure where you were before, where you were after the technique. And then once we do that, I'm going to allow my beautiful and lovely creative friend, Genevieve Deely, to come in with her bowls and put you down on yoga mats and have a beautiful sound bath so that you can hold that frequency of energy. And then also the frequency of energy that you worked on. And then after the sound bath, it's like a whole new wave where you weren't doing you are kind of doing intention work, but you weren't doing hands-on work. You weren't working with another person. You're working with sound frequency. And so it's this whole other understanding how sound frequency can work with your subtle light energetic body. And then afterwards, you can measure your energetic field after the sound bath. So I know that was a lot of words, but I kind of, we'll just say the truth. I get really excited when I have smaller specific classes that I know that people are there because they're really interested in the material and we can just get into the nitty gritty and kind of crack open how you're going to connect to the material so that you can take it home and use it. Like I want nothing more for you to be able to take what you learn and apply it instead of just listening to it or maybe reading it or maybe having one experience, but then when you leave, it's kind of elusive. Like maybe it was just magical in that moment, in that environment around those people. And then you get home and it's like, ma, it was just a neat experience, like seeing a movie, and I was very entertained, and it just kind of washed away from me. But those dowsing rods will be sitting there, kind of eyeballing you. Remember this? Maybe pull these out. So I've really enjoyed taking my daughter, who is now 16, and we've been using the dowsing rods for a long time with her, and just showing her how her energy shifts and changes through thought and emotions and how this can affect others and how she's affected by her environment. And boy, she is the first to call out when we get somewhere. She's like, nope. And I'm like, no, what? And she goes, not for me. I'm like, wait, I haven't even processed what's going on. What's going on? And then she's like, this, and this. And I'm like, gotcha. How can we change this? How do we adjust? Sometimes, and Malou, if you're watching, hi, I love you very much. Sometimes, you want to think as a parent, oh my God, have I created a monster? Because now maybe the child is too picky, too aware, where it was kind of easier if they weren't as aware and you can just kind of drag them through certain environments and get done what you need to get done. But now it's like, nope. And you're like, oh, okay. So I can't get in here because you can't get, okay. And then you start to understand, like, to be aware of the energy in your environment is to really, like, give yourself a sense of safety, security, freedom, joy, ease. And I think the majority of people are out there aiming, we find our compromises, and that is how you live with an energy sensitive child, a teenage girl. Hi, Kenzie. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Artie. Yes, so there's so much going on. Check out the Balance for Your Life to learn more about the Wellness Gala, and that's up in New Jersey, beginning of June. And then I have that little miniature class, 15 people, only 15 people. So if you want to register and it sounds really interesting to do, I would do so sooner than later because they tend to fill up a little bit. And then you can also find me in the monthly channelings. And today I'll actually be with Jane Morgan and Sarah Rathke doing the Medium Curious podcast. So I'm really interested in that. If you're into podcasts, go check them out. Medium Curious. Two moms, later in life going, all these, mediumship skills, psychic skills are waking up, and they are just honest, sweet, kind women just going, let's really talk about it. Let's not over sensationalize it. Let's not poke at it. Let's really sit down and talk about it. And I'm so for that. That is a theme of mine. Hey, Anna. Tara, so excited that I caught a live. It's been over a year. My goodness. Now I know I can catch you on like a Tuesday afternoon. Tony's asking everybody here, how's it going, Soul Fam? Hit him back, let him know. How's it going with you? Dan says, when you come to Sedona, can I get an invite to anything or everything? Absolutely, Dan. We're hoping to build something in Sedona maybe in February, March of 2025. But right now, we're really focused on our Mount Shasta event, which is sold out. And I'm happy to announce that we got Paul Hynek as our ufologist, our futurist, to come and speak with us on that Friday that we're there. That's August 24th in Mount Shasta. And so he is he's the oldest son of Alan Hynek, which led the Blue Book and many other ufology adventures. So he's going to give us a firsthand talk. And while we're there, we're doing CE5, sky watching, and we're going to do a lot of channeling. We also have a beautiful guide from Dan. Oh, his name is Dan too. And Dan is going to lead us on Mount Shasta and take us to some vortexes. And we're going to go to the headwaters of the Sacramento River, which are considered the most cleanest water, probably in the United States. Like, it's filtered for years before it reaches the headwaters of the river. So I'm very excited about that venture. We also have Mary Lloyd coming, who's going to talk to us about how to communicate to our furry multidimensional friends called Sasquatch or Bigfoot, as she has had some run-ins with them, and we're going to get up close and personal with those stories. It's basically Mount Shasta is the first event we've put together that's really focused on multidimensionals. So a lot of sky watching, a lot of UFO talk, alien talk, multidimensional, all of that. And Mount Shasta, I think, is the most perfect place. And I'm hoping all 30 of us that are going out there, all 30 of us are going home as well. Nobody's getting, why would I even put that 2 words? That's terrible to say. But have a special extra visit. And then we have a few other things coming up for in-person like gathering and an event. In 2025, November of 2025, I have designed a African safari adventure where we will be meditating throughout the Serengeti and taking a hot air balloon ride, hopefully to witness the Great Migration. We'll be visiting 2 of the tribes there, the Maasai tribe, which is ancient roots to who we are today. And you'll be optional to go on a morning hunt with one of the tribe's people. And if not, you can hang back with me because I probably won't go on the hunt, and I will learn how to pick local plants and learn a little bit about their medicine and their culture. But whenever we design these out of country events, like so far we have visited Peru and Machu Picchu. Shout out to Pachamamawasi down there. Thank you so much for all of your love and care that you guys have provided us. And then we went over to Bali. Shout out to Dr. Sarah Wild, who partnered up with us and did some incredible like yoga and lessons and just mothered all of us so greatly. And we spent, Colleen and I probably spent about a month there. We hiked live volcanoes. But whenever we get out into other countries, I really like to focus on what is our footprint there leaving. So I enjoy finding local companies so that the money stays local. It's not going to a commercial chain. I enjoy finding local guides or leaders or teachers, healers. I always like to add in healers to experience the culture, local shopping with the food, educational pieces, as well as partnering maybe with a potential school or something that is going to give back to their community a lot longer than how we are there. So sometimes we will offer kind of a cleanup or offer a donation base. Like in Bali, we did a whole get school supplies. And then a few of us went over to a local school and donated all the learning English books, to this cute little kind of open air school. And it feels really good to not just go and kind of just see everything and leave. So we are going to be doing that same thing in Africa, and we are hopefully partnering up with a school where there is a nonprofit in the United States that will buy the computers, and your travel is you will get to carry that purchased computer over to Africa. This is what I'm hoping will happen. We're working on it right now. And so that they don't have to pay the cost of shipping computers and technology and school supplies. And so we will be the ones to carry them over and deliver them to the schools so that they have those means. Then we'll also be visiting other nonprofit communities that are protecting their land, animals, and culture. Hi, Divine Pearls of Medium. I love this. So if you are interested in that African safari that was on your bucket list, you had to go see the animals, you had to go do this. I have really thought about who are we with and who is guiding us and how respectful and how our money is going to take care of them. So know that that's been taken care of, but you can start to sign up now in June and do smaller payments throughout like a year, almost a year and a half, because it's a big ticket. And I haven't gone to an African safari because it's a big ticket, but set up far enough in advance. It's something that I can set aside. And I can set aside so that I can be there. And it's going to be 10 days in the tour. That's what they call it. And then afterwards, you can decide to go to, oh my God, Zanzibar Beach, or you can decide to go to Mount Kilimanjaro and hike it, which I think that's what I'm going to do. I bite my lip. I will be 52, but I think I'm going to hike that Mount Kilimanjaro. So if you want to do that, then we'll be on that mountain together for 11 days. It's an 11-day journey. I think we'll get to know each other very intimately. We'll have plenty of time, maybe not to talk because we're hiking, but to stare at the stars and like see world in a different light. But that's definitely going to be an interesting journey. I'd love to have you guys there. If you are walking, how do I say it? If you're walking disabled, I have set up the African Safari where you will be assisted, but at this time it's not wheelchair accessible. But if you are on a walker, or if you have a cane, or if you are a slow walker, or if you have an injured knee, anything of that nature, you can come. We got your back. We have people to help you carry everything, to pick you up, to lift you, to do whatever is necessary. So if that was holding you back from having a really wonderful trip, it doesn't need to anymore. So I just thought I'd put that out there. Kim Van Wyk is like, wait, I missed that. We're going to Africa? Not to Kenya, to Tanzania. We're going to fly into Tanzania, and then we'll drive down. And we'll kind of come through the Serengeti and then fly out of the middle of the Serengeti back to Kilimanjaro airport. And then you can fly out from there. Or from the Serengeti and you fly over to Zanzibar beaches. So there's that. Hi, Shannon. So happy to see you here. Cesar Gomez is like, hey, when are you coming to Los Angeles region? I'd love to hear your classes. We used to be such regulars out in LA and then, or in San Diego, LA, San Fran, just kind of jumping around. So thank you. We will consider that and put that back on the calendar. I'm hoping to have more classes in United States, like kind of get up and come to you to make it easier on you guys. Because teaching is something I really love to do. So keep an eye out for us. And somebody was asking if we'd go to Seattle. I can't. I thought that was there somewhere. I'd love to. I would love to. Hi, Michael Deeds. Can we all together get world peace on the table? Everyone seems to be doing separate things. There are a lot of great communities doing some world peace focus. So the Heart Math Institute has wonderful apps and programs that get communities together globally to focus on specific timeframes. And I know a lot of wonderful healers throughout the world that have their own communities focusing on the same thing. So yes, it would be really nice if there was a larger conglomerate that was just like focusing and honing that in. But I also feel, Michael, because it weighs heavily on me when we're in states of war and conflict, because it's urged upon us to take a side. What is the better outcome? Who is doing more of the good? And whenever we talk about the good or the bad, both of them are judgments. A compliment, which is seen as something very favorable, is actually a judgment. And it's a very life alienating style of language. It doesn't really connect people together. So in moments of war, what I'm working on with myself, which I will share, Michael, I have not had an easy journey with this. I struggle with it. I have come to tears over it. It has pressured my heart in ways that I just can't explain, because there's such a large part of me that's been indoctrinated to pick a side. I need to pick a side, and I need to stand for it. I need to stand for something, because if I'm not standing for something, I'm not seen as someone who is contributing to an outcome of peace. So I'm working very hard on the concept of that world peace by approaching it from holding both sides and working very diligently on myself to not judge one side as being right or wrong, one side as being better or worse, more valuable, less destructive, more helpful. It's natural for us in language to identify things and label them and fit them into that label, and then not offer that deep loving connection, which is the very thing that can change conflict like war. So I'm taking the stance of, if I'm taking a side, I'll take a stance to encourage every person to question why there needs to be a side, and to look at what happens when we do place love in very intense settings and really authentically be there and not be drawn into placing blame or judgment or labels onto something, to see what energetically comes from that. So it's my belief that if we have more people coming at it from this angle, that we're going to have different conversations about what's going on. And when we start to have those different conversations, we're going to step out of the black and white, negotiations, mediation standpoints of, who is what and what's doing what and what is harmful or bad or good, and come more into caring for each other in a humanitarian viewpoint, and that we are all important and that we all have the right and that we all have needs. And if we look at how can we meet those rather than coming to the table with a fight. So I didn't think that I would talk that long about that. That's kind of the first time I've really put that one to words, but it is a big moment of growth. It's a big moment of growth. But I'm all down for that world peace. Tara. Oh, Tara's parents hiked Mount Kilimanjaro about 20 years ago. Dad made it to the top, but mom got altitude sickness. Maybe there's a way to train for that component of it. There is. And I have found the sites. And they say to start training only like 8 weeks in advance, but Lord, I'm going to start earlier than that. And if anybody's hiking it with me, we will definitely be having a WhatsApp chat thread, and we're going to be talking about what we're doing to train. Just like I'm about to set up a little chat thread for all of us going to Mount Shasta so that we can talk about the CE5 experiences. Because when you get out into sky watching, or you are calling forward an experience with multidimensionals, if you have, I want to say an ounce, but I don't think things like this are measurable. If you just have an ounce of fear, if you just have a little bit of disconnect, they're not here to scare us. So they're not going to come forward. It's like there's no jump scare actioning here. They're really looking at making a loving contact. So how do you stay with an open heart in a moment of fear? And that's what the CE5 really is going to focus on, the sky watching. So I'm going to chat about that before we get out there. Have any of you had successful CE5 or sky watching experiences where you've had communication in the sky? I have. It's been amazing. Undoubtedly, not an airplane. It wasn't a tiny person in the sky holding a flashlight, flashing lights back at me. It wasn't a satellite, because we have apps on our phone that show you where the satellites are and what's moving. And the lights would move erratically in the sky, go to different places and flash at you, and then come back. So I've seen all kinds of wonderful things in the sky. Barrett is saying, I connect with Bashar every day with breathwork in the morning. Not necessarily a skywatch, though, but I like that you're connecting to spirit. I'd love for you guys to do more of it and feel more successful and more connected with it. So at any time, I'm going to be here just for a few more minutes, and I'm going to step out and prepare for the Medium Curious podcast with Jane and Sarah. But if you have insight, input, advice, or you want to share what you are doing that you find very successful for yourself, would love to see it. It's all so helpful when somebody else is speaking up about their journey and about what they're doing. It's like you can find your words in it and go, oh, me too. Like I've done that and that's how it worked. And I like that, or I want to try that on. It's how I learn is mostly I learn from firsthand experiences. I do like our books that we're reading in book club. Hello, shout out to YouTube members. Thank you so much for being there as we are working our way through the crack and creation. Get ready for the raw material. It's coming up. So we're going to be getting into the raw material. I had the book just now. I was starting to read it, but the crack and creation was very intense. I have learned a lot through the book, but I learned better by listening to other people's stories and their experiences. It's almost like you can not just hear the words, but when you watch their expression, you get this reading. We'll call it that, right? Us highly sensitive people, we gotta read people. You get this reading off of them, like this gauge of, wow, that was very impactful for them, or that was extremely real. And that is what I'm interested in feeling. And so we start to energy match that. And then we take it on, and then it becomes more tangible rather than just hearing it from the book. When I see somebody else talk about it, I get really engaged. Hi, Amora. Ooh, Caesar says, hi, Jamie. I went to Mount Shasta last year and I was a changed man. Wait. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, emoji with a tear. What in the world? What happened to you? Make me nervous. Caesar. I feel like it's going to be a changed experience. I'm super excited about getting on the mountain, but afterwards hiking some of the trails, after we do our lessons, and feeling the energy out there, because I feel like Mount Shasta is just like somebody cut from a core of a cake or a piece of pie and just kind of put it right there in the United States. I don't think I've come across an energetic pattern that matches what Mount Shasta gives off. It seems very, very different. You tell me what you think. Hi, Sir Eugene. Aw, holy, holy, holy blessings to all of you, sending unconditional love, sending divine love, healing, agape love. Look at all your emojis. Thank you so much for sending that little burst of love. This is very kind. Keep it up, amor. Healing, healing, healing. Eduardo Duran, are you coming to Europe anytime soon? Where in Europe do I need to be looking? I used to come to Europe. France, Portugal, London, Ireland, but I haven't journeyed out there recently with my classes. I will be in Italy in July, but it's for personal wedding. So I would like to. I would like to teach a class. Stay in touch with us. If you want us to come to your area, and you have any kind of insight of where we can go or how to market it or reaching a group of people that you're a part of, I would love to hear about it. Like it's a passion. I want to be in front of you. I would love to see your eyes. I'd love to hug you and talk about, how it's not woo woo, it's true, true. Boston is on my list. I've looked at Boston twice now and cannot find a decent place to stay. So if you have an event space in Boston that you think that like 30 people can fit, tell me about it. I want to hear about it. You can email Colleen at jamiebutlermedium.com. Colleen is the magic maker, everyone. Okay. I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for listening and just shaking up the little mind there, allowing me to give you some dates and times of where I'll be in person if you want to come and see me. I hope you guys are having an incredible rest of your day. Enjoy this. Well, it's a Tuesday right now for the live, but whenever you're watching this, I just hope it's your best. Thank you so much. Remember, this is not woo-woo. It's true, true. It's so true. Take care, everyone. Bye.